All right, so good things. Your head position is low, staying in the water, very even, not bouncing up and down. You're not lifting your head to breathe. Body position is pretty good. Your hips and legs are a little low, but not terribly low. And you're doing a good job of reaching pretty far forward. We did talk about your reaching to the middle, and your pulls, at least at the beginning, were sort of under your torso. So you want to reach in front of your shoulder on both sides, excuse me, and pull on the side, or right arm stays off the right side, left arm stays off the left side. Your stroke rate or your turnover is just slightly slow. It's good to be methodical, but your entry is like a little slow. So you want to, once that hand enters, you want to really just jam the hand forward. You don't want to attack the water. I recall you saying that before you were doing a lot of just kind of splashing all over the place. So this is much smoother. That's good. But put a little more force into it as you extend forward. I'll talk about what I'm seeing on that underwater section. But all in all, I mean, for a self-taught swimmer, you look pretty good here. And then from this angle, you get a view of your rotation and what your legs and hips are doing relative to your torso. So you're doing a very good job of staying streamlined. Your hips and legs stay right in the same line as your torso. You also do not have a scissor kick. A scissor kick is when one leg kind of kicks out to the side. It causes a drag effect. You're not doing that. Also very good. We talked about potentially you're slightly over rotating. I don't think you are. I think you're just kind of right up on the edge of rotation. And if you start thinking about, keeping that left hand in front of the left shoulder, right hand in front of the right shoulder, you'll be fine. So your hands are very close to the center, or a little past the center as you extend forward. Okay, so the pull, as a reminder, there's an elbow slip where your forearm kind of stays parallel to the bottom of the pool, and there's a straight arm, which is what your left arm is doing there, where the upper arm and the forearm are essentially at the same angle. And then there's the high elbow catch, which you want to progress towards. So your left arm does a straight arm pull, your right arm does an elbow slip when you're not breathing, and then a straight arm pull when you are breathing. So variety of things, right? With both arms, your goal is to work on that high elbow catch or early vertical forearm as much as possible. Any improvement you get in that is going to help you swim stronger, more efficiently. It does take work. The one arm drill that we worked on, I think, is the number one way to do that. And your kick is pretty efficient. We looked at your kick as well. We talked about kicking from the hip and snapping down through the foot. Another drill, which I don't think we did because I didn't have the equipment with me, would be fist with paddle. So there's a drill where you just close your hands into fists and try to feel the water with your forearm. Fist with paddle is the same thing, close your hand into a fist, but you hold a paddle, a swim paddle, in your hand that gives you some coverage on your forearm area, and you really work on that early vertical forearm. That vertical forearm, it really starts or initiates with the internal shoulder roll or shoulder shrug. So you reach forward as far as you can in front of your shoulder, or even slightly off, like 11 and 1, and then you shrug your shoulder or roll your shoulder and try to get this vertical forearm. The upper arm is still extended forward, forearm is more up and down. So if you imagine directional arrows coming off the forearm, they're aimed at the back wall, meaning you're pulling yourself forward. Okay, here you can see the path of your stroke. So when you're breathing, those arms definitely pull under. You can see it's sort of, you're lined up right on your head and pulling along the center line or under it. So a wider pull.
Alright, so on this one, working on the hand placement, right? Your hands were going into the center a little more than they need to. And so we're going to try and get those to be more at the 11 and 1 o'clock positions, or in the columns that are centered on your shoulder. And you are doing a good job here already. So I bet that feels better. I mean, it looks like you're pulling stronger. But yeah, so your hands were going more towards the middle, which was affecting the path of the stroke, as well as very good. Yeah, okay. You could, same thing back. It was affecting the path of the stroke, as well as the muscles that you use. When you start from the center, you're going to use more of your front muscles, you know, biceps, pectorals. And for swimming, you want to, they are in use, but your primary groups are going to be your back muscles. So, very good. Sorry if I missed the angle there for a second. All right, so one more time, just to kind of get it ingrained, doing the hand start position. Yeah, this is consistently better. It looks like you might be even eyeballing them once in a while, which is a good thing to do. You kind of glance up and see, is my hand in front of my face, or is it off my ear or off my shoulder, right? Very good. You mentioned that, you know, while you were doing this, you sort of forgot about breathing. That's normal when you're really focused on stroke stuff. You know, with swimming, because it is such a technique-driven thing, you want to break it all down and focus on one thing at a time. As you get better at, you know, certain things, you don't have to worry about them as much, and you move on to something else. But yeah, you're consistently doing a good job here. All right, so this one, keeping the hand placement as a thought, but not a focus. Thinking about doing a more forceful exhalation as you're swimming along. You can see that by like how much bubble activity is by your head as you're swimming along, and you can see a lot of bubbles there. So you get a mouthful of water. Yeah. Caught a mouthful of water on that one. That is an issue that you get better at dealing with and figuring out. The trick is obviously not turning your mouth into the water while you're still breathing. That's a timing thing. But yeah, this looks good. The goal here is to keep your body maximized with oxygen, right? Good. So first time doing one arm drill. We just did a little in-water talk practice of that. I mean, that's good. It might feel really weird, but you're doing a good job there. So we had you go through the motions of shrugging / rolling the shoulder. That's a key piece of this high elbow / early vertical forearm. That's good. That's good. Try switching and using the other arm. Good. Yeah, so I'm going to guess you're right-handed. That's a little better over here. You may not be. So you are getting some early vertical forearm, and you're moving along with a little more thrust on this side. This looks like your better side. That's good. Camera. So the key with this is that any improvement in that forearm angle from straight arm or elbow slip will help you get faster, you know, as you move towards a better and better early vertical forearm or high elbow catch.
All right, so this is the one arm drill. Using the board helps you keep that other arm extended until you get more used to this drill. And like I said, any improvement in the vertical forearm aspect of your pull is going to be helpful. So in that pass, you're still kind of straight arming it. That's all right. You know, you got to keep practicing. Maybe getting a little more on this side. It's starting with the hand, which is where you want to start. You want to get that forearm involved as well as possible. Shoulder in, elbow out.
So this one is given catch-up drill shot. Very good. And what this will help with is the pulling under your body or across your body when you turn to breathe. You're doing a good job. Your head is just going low for some reason. Maybe bring your whole body up a little higher. Good. And so the reason I'm having you do this, your extension is fine. That's one thing to do this drill for, but it's so that you can figure out how to pause a little bit when you're doing your breath, so that the arm that is pulling doesn't go, you know, all wonky, like across or under, just like that one did. That's what you're working on. Trying to figure out how to do that. There you go. So, just looking at the kick a bit. Matt, allow a little more bend at the knee. Not like you're kicking all your knee, but just allow a little more bend. There it is. That's it. Perfect. Matt, that's what you want to do right there.
Okay.
That's really good.
Just thinking about my hip.
Yep. Yeah, the hip and then a little bend at the knee. Just do the same thing on the way back. So you need to do this in training, right? You know, a couple of 50s or 825s of kicking with the kickboard, just so you can think about the kick. But this is it right here. You know, maybe slight bit more bend at the knee, but you don't need tremendous amount of bend. But you're kicking from your hips and it's generating thrust, so very good.